Hi guys, my name is Clinton from PocketView.
Hi, I'm Tsuchen from Real Banter.
And today we'll be showing you guys a house that is a dime in a dozen. Because very often you will see landed houses that is 2, 3 or even 3.5 plus basement, very fanciful. But rarely do you get a single story detached that sits on a beautiful piece of land that is suitable for your rebuilding purposes. And of course, today we are in one of the most sought after locations in Singapore, District 15, Siglap.
This is a corner detached with extremely wide frontage, 7,200 square feet of land. Usually for houses like this, we do not show the interior of the house because chances are the new owner is going to tear it down and build it up from the ground. However, this particular house has housed many generations of the same family and it deserves that respect. So before it begins its next chapter, we thought it's only right for us to bring you through this entire beautiful home. Let's go!
Okay, welcome to this 7,273 square feet piece of freehold land. As you can see, this is the one-story house, which I'll leave it to Tsuchen to walk you guys around. I'll be sharing with you guys the specification of this land itself on the outside. But as you can see, the house structure, it's old. I think this is much older than even myself, and I'm not young anymore. So this part here looks like those kind of conserved kind of setup, but no, you can always tear this down, fully rebuild whatever you want it to be. And before I move on, I want to get this out of the way first. Developers out there, this one cannot subdivide because this is in a detached zoning. So unfortunately, we can't split into two. This is really purely for you to rebuild into a detached house itself. So I'll share with you guys very important specification of the house itself. Number one question people always ask, what is the frontage? Now frontage here, interestingly enough, this is the main door. This is 14 meters by 10 meters. So notice this part here cuts through all the way to our boundary on the side. This is close to 10 meters. So I'll say the frontage is like maybe plus minus about 21. So on the side here, this is 30 meters long. Later I will show you guys because as you can see here, there it seems to be another gate. I'll talk about it in a short while. Now this is a corner detached. And why people are crazy about corner detached? Very simple, because corner detached usually on this side of the wall, the boundary wall on the side, you typically don't get another house, which means that the frontage and the light is much better. Because if you get a normal detached, then you have another house on the left hand side now. And we have a road here, small little road here. So yeah, that's the perks of a corner detached. But I want to share with you guys one thing. We are not only a corner detached, whereby the front and the side is relatively unblocked. I want to show you at the back. Come. So at the back here is interesting, and we feel that it's a must for us to share with you guys. Most houses these days, I would say 70–80% of the time, the back of your house is facing the back of another house. But for this plot itself, the back of our house is a long driveway to another detached house. And then of course, the immediate house that's right in front of us is the carport. So imagine you build this upwards, the views are relatively more open. And people always say detached houses, somehow or other, you're going to get some afternoon sun here and there. The house here is going to be sitting on the north, facing outwards towards the south, and on the other side is facing towards the east. So over here, got no afternoon sun. Of course, you build high floor, then the right hand side got a little bit lah. But it's a north, south, east facing. So this is the second side gate that I was talking about. For those people who understand how it works, you will know that if you want to change your main entrance to this facing, then you got to write into LTA and then you just need to seek approval. But imagine if you are able to do that, the frontage here is easily 30 meters. So this is the cue for my editor to share with you guys how it would look like if we were to have our front door or front gate at this side of the house, 2-story, 2.5, whatever you want to call it, with mezzanine. Now, before I forget, this is a 2-story zoning detached, which means that you cannot build more than 2-story. Envelope control is 12 meters high. Imagine 30 meters long, setback at the back 2 meters, at the front 7.5 to your carport area. This spot here, 2 on the side also, 30 meters, you get a 25 meters long potential living room space. Then if you come to the front here, of course, if you still want to retain the main door as facing towards the south, then here, as I mentioned, 14 by close to 10 meters long. If you plus minus the width here and there, your living room will easily be another maybe 15 meters at the very minimal. I'm guessing most of the owners here, because this part here is relatively unblocked, and that's the advantage of a corner detached is you can still have your pool here. So just some transaction data references that I'll share with you guys, especially in this part of the East Coast. If you're looking at older landed properties, especially detached, I think you are looking no lesser than 11 to 12 million these days. There's nothing that's going to transact at this range or below. And you look at brand new houses these days, those 2-3 story kind is easily transacting between 16 to 20 million dollars really. So at the price that we are looking at, which we'll share at the end of this video, it's really an opportunity for you guys to own a piece of land. And I just want to refresh your memory, this one cannot subdivide. I want to repeat that again. It's really for the end user to come in with an opportunity to convert this blank canvas into a house of their dreams. And most detached in this neighborhood itself all range between 4,500 to 6, maximum 7,000 square feet. We are 7273, and most importantly, there is no road line. When you rebuild, the government is not going to take back any part of this piece of land, so that's a huge plus point. The manhole, drainage, whatever things that usually you would check, we have checked it out already, everything's fine. Let's say for end users like yourself, trying to factor in how much it costs to kind of rebuild a house of this magnitude. If you, let's say, talk about PSF, I think it's right now ranging about $500 per square foot. So if you rebuild up to, let's say, for example, 8,000-9,000 square feet, because I think detached house these days potentially can hit 10,000, but let's say you put a safe number of 8,000-9,000 square feet, you're easily looking about $4 million for a full rebuild. So there you have it. That's the specification or details of the house itself, the orientation and whatnot ever, the potential of this land. I'm going to pass over to Zichuan to show you guys this one-story house, because yes, we know usually one-story house, most of them, they don't film the inside, but this house has plenty of character.
Now, here's the part I would like to slow down for, so walk in with me. Coming into this single-story bungalow, not a lot of times we have single bungalow in this entire estate, let alone this single floor plate with 5 bedrooms on one side, living over here, dining at the back, and kitchen is all the way at the back. Imagine this is the area whereby all the kids will actually gather during every Chinese New Year, running around here, playing hide and seek, screaming around, playing board games, and maybe now, but not over here. And as we move to the back, that's where every single family will actually gather over here. Every Chinese New Year or even Christmas, that's where they have their feast over here. That's where they have their lo hei, and that's where the family sits and gather together for a quiet, joyful family time. You can actually consider to do an addition and alteration for this entire house, maintain the single-story floor plate with each and every room over here built and renovated to your exactly liking. So what is the good point about this? Families with elderly grandparents or even parents can choose to stay here with their grandchildren on a single floor plate without having to climb the stairs at all. So moving on, we are bringing you to the kitchen over here. Moving in, as you can see, this is where the wet kitchen is going to be. If you really want to have it, the dry kitchen can be at the front, this can be your wet kitchen, or even this can be your dry kitchen, moving your wet kitchen all the way to the back. Imagine we want the timeless kind of renovation, the old school Peranakan kind. There you have it. You de-rust it, this can be a brand new sliding door with the latest trend over here. And let me bring you through the entire 5 rooms over here. One room is all the way at the back on the right. This is one of the 4th bedroom with a toilet attached. As we move into this hacked wall over here, it goes on to the 3rd bedroom over here. And you follow me and we move on to the 2nd bedroom at the front. This is a 2nd bedroom which is very, very spacious with a Jack and Jill connected to the 1st bedroom over there. And lastly, this is the 1st bedroom facing the porch over here with the greenery views. It could be a full to ceiling glass panel overlooking the greeneries outside. The second option is to tear this entire place out, rebuild to its max gross floor area, which is a 2.5-story single detached house. What you can do, imagine this entire area will be wiped out. This will be your full dining and living area over here with your dry kitchen and wet kitchen at the back. 2 bedrooms tucked at the back overlooking the greeneries that side, and 2 bedrooms over here looking towards the front over here, and the 3rd bedroom over here. So a total of 5 bedrooms, 1 bedroom on the floor, and the next one, the granny's room as well. Moving aside, I'll show you how to maximize the potential of this entire house. The setback of 2 meters over here, you just draw slightly over there. Extend this house all the way out here, build up to 1.5 story, and then expand your space over here. Alternatively, for those people who are looking for longevity, you can put a hot and cold pool over here, you can build a sauna over here, and you can make this your recovery center over here. Only for the rich and the towcase. This is what we call luxury coupled with longevity.
So there you have it. What an absolute gem of a house or gem piece of land, depending on what you're looking for. The owners here are looking at $12 million, 1649 PSF on a 7,273 square feet freehold land. Let's put this into perspective. In the next 4 to 5 years, it's almost certain that we're going to look back at this video and say, how the hell did this plot of land be available at this price? Because this is a corner detached in a low density detached zoning, which means there's lesser footfall. And not only that, the shape of the land is not weird, it's almost the perfect rectangular. So actually in our line of work, this kind of pricing 1649 PSF for this kind of rare prime plot, it's an opportunity.
And today, it becomes increasingly common to pay a premium for a 2-story older landed house in the whole of Singapore, let alone spending additional money into renovation, additional alteration, and also a complete overhaul and all rebuild. With this property, my proposition to you is very simple. Buy the piece of land, clear out the entire place over here and rebuild to exactly the way you want it to be. Or if you have someone who will longer horizon investment opportunity, you can actually buy this land for a land banking long-term horizon investment. Owning one of the rarest assets in the heart of Singapore in District 15, the choice is yours. So if this is something you are interested in, do reach out to us, Real Banter or PocketView, over here, and we will arrange a viewing and walk you through the entire house over here.
Scan QR code, scan QR code. Right?
QR. And finally, do not miss this rare opportunity many consider as the most prime asset class in Singapore, because houses can always be rebuilt.
But land, come, show you guys. Lands like this is only going to get harder to own in time to come.